What myth have you brought us today?
The myth is you can catch a bullet that's fired at you in your teeth.
I always thought that that was just a magic trick that people did.
Well, there are people out there that claim that they can do it.
So what are you guys going to do? Tori and you are going to fire guns at each other's faces and get some target practice?
Well, almost. What we're going to do is put a bullet in a pair of teeth with average biting strength and give it the amount of kinetic energy that a bullet would have if it were fired from a gun. And we'll see if the jaws can hang on to the bullet, then you are able to dissipate that kinetic energy. If you're not able to dissipate it, the bullet will come flying out of the teeth.
Something else to chew over. The teeth have to be biting down on the bullet with regular human force. But how strong is that? Tori wraps his jaws around a force gauge.
117.10.
His best bite, 117 newtons, or 85 pounds of pressure. Grant calculates that to match the kinetic energy of a bullet, the pendulum must carry a 50-pound load and swing from a height of 4 feet. It's enough to set your teeth on edge. The pin is lined up to hit the slug head on. 50 pounds comes swinging in from 4 feet.
Wow. Is the bullet still in there?
Bullet's still in the teeth.
Let's take a look at the high speed and see exactly what happened.
Okay.
The bullet's still there, and the teeth, apart from 1 or 2 chips, are still intact. The team's going to test human reaction time to a pistol shot.
As soon as you hear or see something that tells you that I fired the gun, you're going to try to close down your mouth and see if you could physically possibly catch it. In 3, 2, 1.
Fastest reaction time with 9 milliseconds.
Now, is that with or without the countdown?
That is with the preemptive countdown.
So why don't we do a test where we could see if you could actually grab a projectile?
Tori's going to fire paintballs from a distance of 25 feet, and Kari's going to try and catch them. It might pay to don some suitable protection.
It comes with buffness.
Undaunted, Kari steps up to the plate. The answer, 300 feet per second.
Holy!
Fire!
That was close.
Really?
No.
I can't even see it.
If you can't catch this, there's no way you're going to be able to catch a bullet.
At 200 miles per hour, a paintball is only traveling 1/3 the speed of the slowest bullet.
I can see it coming at me, but by the time I can process the fact that my hand needs to grab onto it, it's already hit me.
And so you're going to build some kind of a rig that'll catch it?
Yeah. Be able to sense when the bullet comes and time it so that it closes the teeth at the exact right moment.
Using the high-speed camera, Grant works out that the bullet will reach the jaws in just 23 milliseconds. The punchline is that's exactly how long it takes for the jaws to shut.
Dude, it's beautiful.
Excellent.
So the next question is, how long does it take the bullet to exit the muzzle after the trigger has been squeezed?
I have a little light in there that turns on when I trigger it. So we're going to see the time delay between when the light turns on and when a bullet actually comes out of the muzzle. 3, 2, 1. That's 43 milliseconds. So maybe I do trigger them both at the same time, and it'll be really close.
While Grant crunches the numbers, Tori wants a second bite at the pendulum test. He's got doubts about the dentures.
Well, we can always go get a pig head. We could, take the jaws from the pig, and that would be a much better representation than the plastic teeth. I mean, they're a lot stronger than a human's, but I mean, if we can prove that the pig head can't hold a bullet, then there's no way a human could.
Can we find a story where we don't work in dead animals? For real.
I have my jaws and my teeth from the pig, and I have the cylinder through it. All I have to do now is mount it to our rig, and then we'll test it, see if it can actually hold a bullet.
With 50 pounds of weight from a height of 4 feet, it matches the force of a bullet.
3, 2, 1. That was cool. See the bullet? It flew right out of his mouth.
But just to be sure, let's see what happens when the pendulum is replaced by a .357 Magnum with a 38-wad cutter round. An old shipping container is now the Mythbusters' very own firing range.
We have a bullet in the pig's teeth, biting down at my bite pressure. It's a lot like what we were doing with the pendulum test, except we're going to be firing a live round onto the bullet that's in the teeth.
That settles it. If a bullet does this to a pig's pegs, then a human jaw has no chance.
Oh my God, it blew his teeth out. It just blew his teeth out.
Grant's been building a rig that can do the trick for real. His pneumatic gnashes are ready to bite the bullet. First, they need to run some tests. They fire a few rounds at the target to make sure they're hitting the same spot every shot.
All right.
It went right through the same hole. That's good.
Then they position the jaws in the firing line.
Pressurizing the system.
And Grant activates the pneumatic actuator, which will snap them shut.
And we are armed.
Then he captures them closing on high-speed camera.
3, 2, 1. Nice.
For the first time ever, the bullet in the teeth trick is ready to be tried for real.
3, 2, 1.
I saw the little debris pop off there. Look, dude, it's a perfect track where the lead has rubbed off against the steel.
That is really close.
Grant uses the high-speed camera to fine-tune the delay mechanism on the jaws. By tracking the bullet's progress frame by frame, he can estimate how many milliseconds the jaws are missing by and make the correct adjustment.
Okay, 1 millisecond. There we go. In 3, 2, 1.
The jaws are still missing by the skin of their teeth, but the bullet either splatters on steel or goes straight down the gullet. Time to try a different set of metal mandibles. These duckbills have a greater surface area. Maybe they'll be better able to hang on to the bullet.
3, 2, 1.
It's agonizingly close. 6 shots in, success.
Oh!
That's got to be it.
It looked like it just exploded.
That's got to be it. It exploded inside the mouth.
When soft lead struck steel, the bullet basically melted.
Good job, you guys. Nice. We caught a bullet.
With this series of tests, we've switched from the lead slug to a full metal jacket. This is a flat nose full metal jacket. It's got a thin copper shell. And we think this is going to give us a better chance of having an intact bullet at the end. In our test with the lead slug, it's like trying to catch a raw egg. As soon as you clamp down, everything squirts out the back. 3, 2, 1.
Once again, it takes a little time,
That looks like we closed too early.
but eventually, bullseye.
Where? In your face.
It's no use. The forces at work are just too great for the bullet to stay in shape. Still,
That's a caught bullet. That is a caught bullet. Just in case anybody disputes the high speed whatsoever, I'd like to point out these wonderful track marks and the little exploded bullet right here. This is amazing evidence we actually got to catch a bullet.
by way of celebration, they take a pot shot at a set of pearly whites.
In 3, 2, 1.
Now, that'd wipe the smile off any magician's face.
All right, guys. Catching a bullet with your teeth. Is it busted?
Well, we know that human reaction time isn't fast or accurate enough. We had to use electronic timers, and even then it was tough.
And human teeth just aren't strong enough. We found that out from the pig experiment.
But in any case, on impact, a bullet will explode, and that's what it's designed to do.
So, that sounds fully busted.
Busted.